Hey, good morning. Good morning, guys. Happy Holy Week. Holy Snikey. You were really wondering if that was sugar free?
No,
Oh, you said that you were mentioning it being sugar free, your drink today.
because it is.
Oh, okay. Good morning, guys.
Morning, guys. How are you guys doing today? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Still getting adjusted. We were going to do an opening, but we're running out of time. George has been out all morning. You ended up picking up Panda Cell, medicine, and you got some footage this morning of Holy Week.
Well, probably can't show it, unfortunately,
Yeah, we can put it on Patreon or
because it's
members only. Yeah.
Actually, I had to scrub the car down.
No, he did. That's yeah. There
I was
was
splattered with. I don't get it. I don't even know if I can say it.
body fluids.
Yeah. So the footage is filled with body fluids, and so is the car.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right when I say it that way, but
I mean, Ricky.
I know.
Yeah. Got your Thug Life hat going on there,
Yeah.
and your sugar-free drink. Don't touch my snacks here. These are my snacks. Don't even think about it. What's that?
Is that cheese whiz?
It's ham and cheese.
I'm not touching it without cheese whiz.
It's got cheese whiz in the middle.
No, it's not. That's real cheese.
Okay. No, it's actually beef sticks. Yeah.
I only eat imitation cheese. Vegan.
Well, at $2, I doubt it's
Vegan cheese.
probably mostly just soy.
What is that? What is this? I guess it's very vegan. I'm eating twigs.
I'm not going to be blamed for that. Put it in there.
Is this real?
Yeah, that's real.
It can't be.
That's real.
Is this for humans? I don't think it's for
Oh,
humans.
Heidi's feeding George dog treats.
Okay, it is dog treats. Check it out.
What?
But tell me that
That
you're not
was-
gonna eat that.
Right? Actually, it is edible. I'm going to let you know it is edible. It actually has real meat, cheese, and everything. So hold on, guys, because the writing is little.
Oh my gosh, it actually tastes good.
Hold on.
It tastes like a.
It's got gluten, rice flour, wheat flour, tapioca, chicken fat, xanthan gum,
It's
sodium,
It's ham beef
ham,
jerky.
cheese flavoring. That's all that's in
It's
it.
ham beef jerky. It's actually really good.
They came off of it actually came from the grocery store, yeah. So technically it is human grade, but I got some chicken feet.
Right, here. Why don't you eat it on the floor? You can't eat it with me.
Yeah, that's her favorite. So
no, it tastes like ham and cheese beef jerky. I'm not joking. It's actually really good.
Hey, good morning.
Morning, guys. How are you guys doing today?
A big shout out to my girl Sarah. She's not feeling good. She's still in New York. I thought she was heading home.
Oh, sorry, Sarah.
And hope you get better. And it looks like M Doggy is in the house. What's up? The real Slim Jim.
Right.
So Ted is in the house.
Hey, Ted.
Today we were just gonna shoot the crap about what's going on in the US and things going on here in Holy Week. We still got time to do that until up in my feed come another Dumageddon vlogger. And when I say he's drunk with drama, it doesn't mean he's been drinking. It's hard saying, but we're going to use him as a, we'll call him fictional. He's somewhat made up. The guy is a 53-year-old man on Social Security, and he is a veteran and disabled. And he thought he would start vlogging a couple weeks ago, hanging out with a group of, or within the mix, or watching Paul and Geo and some other channels over there. And he decided, hey, let me vlog. So he took you out on a vacation a couple weeks back, and he gets 100 views for it, and then he brings in the drama of how he's been divorced. Is he divorced, George?
Well,
Doubtful.
let's
And
let's get
multi-
into that. Is that in the what?
Oh, this is Ricky's new look, by the way. So he's here,
He's in the
but
clip, isn't he? I mean, what you says.
yeah, right here. You can bring him up.
I know that. I mean, you ready to play it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, and then we will answer people's questions or just talk and discuss. Make comments. Let us know where you're at. We're still asking for the price of your Easter eggs. Are you guys ready for the holiday? And let's get into talking about this new old American vlogger over in Dumageddon that just seems to be ripping into his ex, giving advice. And I'm thinking the whole time when I'm watching this, one, he doesn't want to hear it from me, and two, that the guy is just, did he not listen to anybody's advice over there? Out of Geo, Paul, Mike, and a bunch of the other vloggers over there, everything he got slapped in the face with everything. Everything the man's going to talk about, I'm like, you didn't learn. Down to his house, his car, his passport, his items were stripped from him from this woman. So yeah, and then some things are not facts. So I just, that's what we'll be talking about, is learn from this guy not to do it. He must have fell right into that. He fell into the dark side.
Yeah, the dark side of American vloggers, I guess.
Oh no, I'm talking about the woo woo.
Oh well. What I'm saying is, you're free to give advice, but that doesn't make it good advice. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
However, listen to what he says, and then we'll go from there.
All right, so we're going to call this guy Richard, and don't ask for his channel. You guys, here's the thing: one of you asses watched it because it came up in our feed, and I was like, "Holy crap, that's an old 49 or 50-something-year-old guy." But that means one of you all watched it, because we're not signed up for him, and we're not signed up for a few of the other ones. So maybe it bounced off of old dog's
Yeah,
channel, but it
keep in
usually
mind,
means one of you guys watched them already.
anytime you watch us, we actually don't attack the people. We never have.
They just get butt hurt.
What I'm saying is,
Recently, there
we
was a
talk about
butthurt
what they
vlogger.
say now, and whenever somebody starts talking, well, oh, look at that guy. He lives in a brick house, like, oh, look at that. He doesn't even have a ceiling where he lives. That has nothing to do with what he's saying. I'm not talking about this guy, but I'm saying most of the times people attack vloggers like, oh, look at that, he's fat. Oh, look at that, he's anorexic. That kind of deal. Whenever somebody says that, that kind of
Negates everything. They'll come.
negates your debateability. Nothing, because at that point, that's basically technically ad hominem. You're just throwing crap. You're just mudslinging at that point. We don't mudsling. We're just talking about what they say.
Oh, and I want to let you know two things. Not that it makes a difference, but he said so in his own thing. He is a very avid about telling people that he's a Trump supporter, which does and doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. He
goes on about his politics,
That's his right.
and he's been posting that the P is giving him love on her channel, so he's also a P simp. The fact that he would post a whole post that she did a thumbs up on him was kind of odd, in my opinion. It just shows he's hardcore. Who does that? So anyways, I just thought I would throw in those facts, but let the games begin.
Oh my God, they dig to your poems all the time. They're just not happy. They're gonna do so many things. I'm telling you, from experience, get rid of your social media. Keep WhatsApp. Talk to your kids.
All right, so I just want to let you know, I'll give you a scenario. He's talking about his Filipina, and he pretty much, this is him right out the gate saying, oh my God, they're on social media all the time. Get them off social media. I'm not into social media. I took myself off of Facebook. I gave away my email, and here he is right in the middle doing YouTube.
YouTube is social media.
And so he's going on about his Filipina being on social media, and he'll explain about all this. And I'm like, I want to let you guys know, I've said this, and bite me. This goes for everybody. I just seen where one of my favorite vloggers, Sunshine, actually just mentioned why he doesn't date black women. Why we've heard him in the past talk about American women. We heard this, and we've said 100 times that all these guys that keep going on. I just seen a whole post on Angel City Expat where they said they were talking about, does any Filipinos date American? And I'm pretty sure they said white women. And I'm like, what's that got to do? And they're like, hell no, these women won't even date poor white men. Why would they this? It was a whole debate. That's what we were going to cover today. And women are women everywhere. They can be damaged here, they can be damaged there. They're on social media over there. They don't cook over there, just like they do the same thing over here. It is so weird how these foreign men come over here and then throw shade back on the American women, how they couldn't deal with this or how they couldn't deal with that. When in reality, did they ever think that themselves, like this guy, that he had problems himself? So now he's over here blaming, oh, I broke up with my woman over there. Here's a Filipino over here doing this. We've said it that women are women everywhere. Your problems will follow you over here. But they were throwing shade on Filipino men for dating Western women. And a few people came through and they were like, yeah, mostly it's German women, Australian women. Somebody had mentioned us, but didn't mention us, which was weird because they were a regular watcher. And I seen their comment in there, but they didn't say who we were. But no, of course it happens. And it just happens. So anyways.
Okay, so the gentleman was talking about social media and you get rid of it and all that. First off, male or female, if your partner, first off, he's talking about girlfriends, okay? He's talking about girlfriends. And
yeah, because it's audio, we might as well.
okay, well, so, but like I said, that doesn't really fix anything.
Well,
because just so you know, either way, we're going to be cut off.
When it comes back open?
No, like right now. I'm cut off right now. It's no big deal. Just leave it alone.
Okay.
All right. Now, the gentleman was talking about, and if MYK Mike was still here, he would probably say something about this too. Well, what I'm getting at is, if you feel,
sorry, I'm trying to get it turned down. So I say,
if you feel that you have to hide your social media, you're probably with the wrong person. If you have to hide your social media, you're probably with this wrong person. If you feel that they should stop being on social media, you're probably with the wrong person, male or female. Guys do this too. Guys go through their partner's phones and stuff. Well, the ones that don't have boundary issues, obviously. It's a boundary issue thing, obviously, on both sides, on his side and her side. His side because he can't control the boundary, and his side because he feels like he should control it. So there's issues on both sides. Either way, regardless, you're probably still with the wrong person if you feel that you should do any of what he just said. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, oh, you should hide your money because they're going to steal it. Obviously you're with the wrong person. That's the same thing because they're going through your phone, or you feel like they should stop because they're talking too much with other people. Obviously you're with the wrong person.
Your family before you come over and set it up that way. As far as anything else, get rid of all the other social media. It is terrible. Just a constant drama. Drama. They're good at that. It doesn't.
Okay.
Filipinos are good at drama.
I didn't even get
Women
far.
are good at drama.
Well, that's the thing. Again, you're with the wrong person. All of you, we're not young. We're not young whippersnappers. We've been with several partners.
This guy's like 50-something years old, man.
There are drama mamas or drama daddies. You guys know what I'm talking about. Then if there's a drama mama or drama daddy, then you have to weigh in, are they worth it? But point being, that was your choice. That's your choice in the first place. You picked this person. You knew Anybody in this room who's had a drama mama or drama daddy will know you already knew that there are going to be problems.
And George speaks of experience. True, you knew I was
Well,
problems. You knew I was spicy, but I have a good balance. Like a lot of people out there, like, oh, Heidi picks on George and Heidi does this and Heidi does that. No, but what you guys don't see is the other 90% of our day where we're playing board games or going places or us cooking food together or
Well-
taking care of the pets. I cook, I clean. My mouth works really well in more than
Okay.
one form.
So,
I scrub George down in the shower. I rub his feet too. You guys don't think there's stuff these
yeah,
Filipinos
George
do?
is a lucky guy.
Aw. So, but I want to let you know, here it is. I'm going to say it, and it's offended a lot of vloggers in the past, big time. This is going to offend this new vlogger. Is that he took no responsibility in this entire video. He is the picture of what every American woman wants.
Yep. Let it
Oh,
play. I
sorry.
mean, you don't jump
I'm just,
the gun.
you know, I like to jump the gun.
I know you do.
This guy that we're calling Richard White. Yeah. So, anyways, Mr. Richard White here. By the way, Mr. Richard White jumped on this first thing this morning, but he got canceled. So,
If you devote yourself or whatever you do for people, they're never happy. They're always going to look for something in you. So I don't know what else you can do. I am tired of figuring out. I'm not going to waste the rest of my life trying to figure shit out. That's me. I'm going to tell you straight from the hip.
Okay, for those of you who didn't get that one, what he's saying is, reading between the lines, he feels that he's always giving, and it's never enough. And guys and girls, you guys know what kind of person his partner is at this point. Because if he is always giving and they're never happy, what do you think this person's after? You know what I'm saying? What do you think his partner's after in the first place? So that's the problem here.
I am no longer with my ex-wife. I left her January 3rd. 50,000 $50,000 later, 2.8 to 3 million pesos, 8 months. Never did my SRRB. Got that now. Not worried about it. But it took me leaving. But this ATM and bank account is dry for them. No more.
yes, he's going to go on how her entire family drained him. And at one point he'll go on about this. So yes.
Yeah, but he allowed her to drain him.
Right. So yes, all of it is, in my opinion.
That's
yes.
the thing that Heidi's talking about. He's not taking responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know
He's
what I'm saying?
blaming everybody, and now he's hooking on to the vloggers over there, trying to create a YouTube channel. This has been done over and over again, where vloggers will open accounts just to talk crap about one situation, then you barely hear from them. So, in my opinion, he started out a few weeks ago after he left, and now he's hooked onto one video talking about her. But anyways, he's vlogging about it. So,
The truck I was paying for, it only had 4 payments left. They threatened, they're going to call and get me for carnapping. Whatever carnapping is. I carjacked.
1 second. I just want to say, Ted, you ain't right here. Ted's
Yeah, I
message.
saw that one. Mustache trimming lesson he needs. There you go.
I will skip that mustache ride.
Right.
So will Ricky here. Oh.
Now, again, I'm not picking at him like that, but
I hope he's enjoying his morning. We know he's actively watching. Like a train wreck.
The thing is, it's not a big deal. Again, I'm not picking on his face, but what I'm saying is, you have to remember that it's a reflection of you. For example, if you don't trim your mustache, if you don't take care of it, or if you don't shave, that kind of deal.
You're gonna end up with fleas,
Well,
mites.
it's a reflection. It's like no different than you not brushing your teeth, that kind of deal. So it's not. That's his choice. There's nothing wrong with it, but it just shows a part of your personality.
Yeah, what he repeats, "I don't care," is what he keeps saying over
No,
and over
and
again.
again, honestly, at our age,
I'm
why
gonna-
should you? You shouldn't care.
Well, still, I mean, there's
I
still a
understand.
level of
That-
taking care of your
that's what I
hair,
said.
brushing your
You're
teeth.
you're allowed to do
and-
that, but it shows a part of you. I'm not. That's why I said there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it shows a part of you. That's all.
Yeah.
and I would know, but carnapping. And so I took it to the Rusto and Dumagetti, and they got it. She sold it. She had to pay $2,000 on it. Showed up at 3,000 American dollars. Put 1,000 in her pocket. The motorcycle I had.
Yeah.
Okay,
So there was
now
a deal. Yeah.
the vehicles. They can't say kidnapping unless it's not in your name. So
Correct. So
again,
evidently,
you
if
have to
she's able to sell it under him, then it must have been in her name.
correct.
And it was, I think
So
he said, in
there's
payments.
there's a lot of things that you guys have to pay attention to. Remember, he
Oh,
kind
Scott.
of sets himself up that way. I mean, but I understand too that when you're in love, and you tend to, put everything you trust it. Part of love is blind trust. That's why they say love is blind for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously this is a mistake.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys do go through where they blindly trust. But
Correct.
again, I'll repeat, it's not a Filipina thing. So this guy
No, it's not.
is
It's not.
clearly making it, instead of saying my wife, he keeps repeating Filipina.
And there's a
And
lot
so-
of vloggers too that we personally know that while in the United States, they put the car in her name, and then guess what? They're still fine. They're still together.
Yeah.
The car's in her name, the house is in her name, and they're happy. They've been happy for 2 years. It's more than one vlogger that we know of. Again, this is behind the scenes. Obviously, that's why we're not.
I think
mentioning
when
any names, but-
relationships go south is when they go south.
Correct. I mean, that's up to you, and it's no different if you're in the U.S. and you're with a partner. You
Mhm.
put the car in your name. I've made this mistake in the U.S. and
Individual case
In-
based.
when I did get pulled over, and then I got questioned, and I'm like, "Damn her," you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it happens anywhere,
hmm
and
it does.
she was a very what do you call it, straight up woman. But just sometimes women, hell hath no fury when woman scorned, kind of deal.
This water was over $3,000. She sold that for $1,000. She's selling everything. It's the way they are. They will sell their shit, your shit fast, once you're no good to them. I'm just glad I didn't build. As far as the land I bought, the land is done. Done deal. I don't get that. So that's in the shot in the ass.
Oh,
That's $4,000 to $6,000.
There's a shot in the ass. Oh my God. On top of the old motorcycle snatch A. I mean, snatch A to the motorcycle snatch A from the snatch A that he got. There was a snatch A for the house too. Well, I mean, snafu. Snatches.
Well, and again, that's
So there was a house involved.
sadly, again, this is a trust thing, and there are some vloggers that I know, again, that are planning on doing the exact same thing. They're going to put the house and the car in her name, because obviously when you're a fresh expat, you can't buy a house, period.
I think possibly there was some Filipina stuff going on where they were paying fixers and different things, possibly because he'll go on about different things here in a little bit about legalities or something. And that's another reason is the guys either give the money to their Filipina to go down and do it because they don't want to get out in the heat and go do things themselves, because they'll hang around and have a beer with other people versus, especially down there, versus going and doing it themselves. And I get it because I don't want to be out in the hot, sun and all that. But for the most part, he still had the ability to put that in his name. So unless while he was here and married, he never legally married her correctly, unless some of the things he's saying isn't right, maybe he had no ability to do it. He might have still been on a tourist visa. Since then, he claims he's gotten a 13A, but that's after the fact. So maybe he was on a tourist visa the whole time.
Yeah. Well,
And when you're not here long enough, it would be a lot harder to purchase, insure, and do those type of things and tag. There's steps to doing it, and
yeah,
so
and
that's a possibility.
like we recommend, again, the best way to handle a house issue, if you're planning to build a house, get a land lease, a long-term land lease, like a 25, 50-year land lease, or however long you can do it. I mean, most of the time you don't expect to live that long anyway, if that makes any sense. If you're distrustful, okay. But remember, there's the pitfall of putting the house under your partner's name. Doesn't matter what country you're in. This
Yes.
is always a danger.
Right.
In the
And you
ass.
can't own land in the Philippines anyways.
Right,
You
and-
can get a condo.
Correct. And that's why I said get a lease. Yeah, or a condo. Right.
Correct. And so now here's the thing: you're going to get 500,000 people that say, okay, well, if you're in have commercial realty or you go through an attorney and all that, you do. We do hear people that somehow lease the land. So let's say it's family land. In the end, when it goes south, they're on good enough terms that the family will just lease the land to the foreigner,
Right.
knowing he was still family and treated him right. But then you're going to have Filipinas where things go south and the family does bleed them dry.
Yeah.
But that could happen in the U.S. or, in the
And-
Bahamas or another
No,
country
it
or
happens in any
Colombia.
country.
Yeah.
And same thing in the U.S. In fact, this is an excellent point. This is spot on. Mitch Lewis says,
Hey,
okay,
Mitch.
there's a creator in Angeles who says, do not buy anything unless you're willing to walk away from that thing.
No, that's true.
So
Mhm.
here's the main thing.
I think you said that a while back.
Think about it this way. In the U.S., okay? Because remember, it doesn't matter what country you're in. And that's the weird thing that people forget, that somehow when they're in the Philippines, the rules don't apply anywhere. No, they do. For example, in the U.S., what do you think happens to a scooter or a motorcycle that you buy under your partner's name? What do you think is going in that head of hers or his? Like, isn't it by default? If if somebody buys a scooter and puts it under your name, what's your default thought? Your default thought is, he bought me a scooter. It's for me. It's in my name.
Hell yeah.
Therefore, it's a gift. Therefore, you don't have a freaking right
Possession.
to complain.
Possession is
You
9.
lose the right to complain that they sold it, gave it away, or whatever, or trashed it. You technically gave that, whether it's a house, car,
Man, the moment
scooter.
she spread them legs, she owned that stuff anyway.
Well, that's
Possession is 9/10 of the law, and in a woman's hand, it's everything.
well, that's the point. He's not taking responsibility. Again, in the U.S., if you do this, that's automatically a gift. What makes you think in the Philippines it's not?
Yeah,
It still is.
Do you know how many licks it takes on Ricky here to get to his car and his possessions? How
What?
many? How many? 2,
Okay.
because he likes it.
Okay.
How many? How many?
George is a lucky guy. All right.
Oh,
All
Ricky
that
just
stuff I
gets-
did, it don't matter. But the drama, guys, stay away from the drama. And if you marry a Filipina, take
Okay.
her out of the country.
Stay
and go-
away from the drama, right? And the bringing the drama in this video, which technically he didn't. There's just a bunch of other drama simps out there watching these. Just putting that out there. That's the video he got 25,000 for, and really the guy said nothing in the video. I mean, I know you guys, or some people say our shit's dry and that we put on the drama for this, and then we really do fight. You guys haven't figured us out at all. You think you know us, but you don't.
Well,
and those what?
I'm not gonna. I don't think those numbers are real. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, his for the 25,000 views?
I don't think it is.
Yeah, because he only had 100 views before, and all of a
It
sudden,
did-
oh, you think he's gotten in
And
contact
guess
with the
guess
Duma?
what's gonna happen next? Most of his videos are gonna have the same number. They're gonna have
Okay,
about
so you're
25,000.
calling it in advance,
Yeah.
the ones that start out in the beginning. Quite a few of them over there had super low numbers.
Yeah, these
and
these are
then
called farm.
farm or otherwise. So anyway, or he could have got lucky. I mean, who knows?
Marry her in Hong Kong and Thailand. Do not marry in the Philippines because you can't get divorced. I'm telling you now. Don't do it.
He just advised people to marry him in another country. Do not marry him in the Philippines. They'll never get a divorce. Not
That's
true. He's a foreigner. Foreigners can go back to their country if they marry in the Philippines and file for a divorce.
Yeah, I mean, but it depends on which country. But yeah, considering America, yeah, he could.
All foreigners can. Doesn't matter what
I
country.
I know that, but
Okay, so he's telling people
Okay,
basically.
I don't do blanket statements. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
okay.
I'm not gonna say.
Go ahead and listen to
yeah,
the rest of it.
I
'cause he's gonna
understand,
go
but what I'm saying
through-
is,
this is one of the
I
things.
know some American laws, but other countries I don't know, so I can't claim. for
Okay, you
those.
can. So this is not truths. So
Unless you're definitely sure. Okay? This is the one that you're going to do. That. If some of them work, some of them don't. Be very careful. They're smartening up. They're getting smarter and smarter. They're getting know more and more. And the biggest thing is learn the word no. When
Oh,
they
they're
ask,
getting smart, huh?
Okay. I guess he's speaking from experience, so I can't really pick at him on that one. Learn the word no. This is something he probably should have learned a long time ago.
Patriot Life, you're still legally married in the Philippines. If the Filipina and him register it afterwards, then it does break the marriage apart. But he's going to drop a bomb on himself here in a few minutes about his life in the United States on top of it. So, in my opinion, he wasn't legally married to begin with. So,
yeah, money, 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 money. No, 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 no. If they want money that bad, they go get a job. And go back. What were they doing before they met you? They were surviving. They were living, right? They were making pesos for that little white boy they put the coins in and stuff like that. No more. It's enough is enough. And when you got to put your foot down, hey, I had to go down to the city police, and the city police took me to the barangay captain, and the barangay captain and like 5 of them people and 7 officers escorted me back there to the house. They wouldn't give me my passport.
other one.
And I went up there and just packed 2 suitcases. There's a lot of stuff I got left there. Do I really care? I don't know. There's really nothing I need.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he's claiming they were withholding his possessions.
Well, and again, that's wrong. And again, remember, if this some guys and some women in different countries do the exact same thing.
Oh yeah.
Also, the difference is, although, and I've always stressed this, don't go to the cops. The cops' job is a real crime. You know what I'm saying? If it's a simple domestic, you go to the barangay, like, because you're just wasting time. Like he said, he went to the police, and then they take him to the barangay. It's kind of like you just basically wasted your time and their time. You know what I'm saying? So the best way to explain it is, again, don't take, this is a simplified version. You only go to the police if it's a felony class case. You go to the barangay if it's a misdemeanor class case. That kind of deal.
Okay, so that is.
You know what I'm saying? The best way to describe it. Of course, there are some differences too. You know, for example, theft. Depending on the type of theft and the value of the theft, that could determine whether you go to the barangay or to the police. So, for example, if she took 100 pesos off your wallet, then you go to the barangay. You don't go to the police. You know what I'm saying? Just remember the difference between the two.
I can do buy it all. So, they got everything they wanted. They got tiling in the house. They got that house that I was staying at. The land's not even theirs. The other land I bought up on the hill.
That means he bought it from a family member. He said, I bought land up on the hill. So he bought on top of that. Yeah. So
Oh, another thing you have to remember, when he says it may not be theirs, there's rights and there's property. Remember, don't don't buy rights to something. Rights are basically, when they say rights, the government owns that land. You just have the right to live there and build whatever there until the government says, you know what, I'm gonna make something out of that. I'm gonna dig a hole, make a well. Oh, or I'm gonna make a park. You know, they could take that land anytime, whatever, or they can just take the land, period, and not do anything with it. So don't build anything when it's right. To be honest with you,
probably belonged to her family though. He said he did some improvements.
well, yes, but from this reading between the lines, it could be just a right. The family can own the right, and then you can buy parts of that right. Again, I'm not a realtor, but I know.
Okay, it's just the way he said he bought,
No, I know.
and he did improvements. So he's basically saying he improved a lot of her life, which becomes common, but that could happen again anywhere. So
I wasn't allowed to go up to my friend Thomas and John Abel's on New Year's Eve. He made German potato salad. Their superstition is you can't leave the house on New Year's Eve. It's bad luck. You got to follow a lot of their rules. So be ready.
I'm not Filipinos.
Okay, that of course, same thing in the U.S. or any other country. Superstition is localized per person. So not there's a lot of Filipinos who don't believe in superstition. There's a Think of it this way. by default, Philippines is Catholic, right? But guess what? If you walk around, mostly you see are Muslims. What I'm saying is, you can't make blanket statements like he did. Oh, they're superstitious. No,
Yeah.
no, it's the same thing in the U.S. And some people believe in it, some people don't.
You got to make sure, guys, you go through and you don't rush. Do not rush. Please don't rush. But like I said, I was married in America. I never went to the Philippine embassy and declared our marriage. So that saved me from being married here in the Philippines.
Still sounds like he's married in the U.S.
If he's still married in the U.S., this is classified as polygamy, regardless whether you report it, register it, or don't register it. It is still polygamy.
So I'm
It's still
curious.
illegal.
So I'm not sure if he's saying even with the divorce. See, if he did all that and it was filed, then it'd been canceled. But it sure sounds like he's still married, but it could be wrong. It's
Right.
the way he said it. It's the way he said he never filed it, so therefore he was able to marry in the Philippines. If he'd have married in the U.S. and did the divorce and all of that,
Yeah, and it's still
is
polygamy,
he
like I
still
said,
married?
whether or not he reported it or not.
Yeah. So
Most veteran expats know this. It's not rocket science.
the only thing I'm not sure of is if he registered it with the U.S. If he registered with the Philippine embassy and still got a divorce in the United States, wouldn't they drop it the same as they would here? It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't. So it still sounds like somewhat he's trying to say that he was still married. So
Yeah,
and was
reading between the
able-
lines, it sounds like that's what
Yeah.
it sounds like.
Yeah,
yes.
because it would all be done. Foreigners can get a divorce whether they're in the U.S. or outside. When they're here in the Philippines, as I'm to understand, they really need to return because we had the Armstrong family. The divorce wasn't done until he got back to the United States. So I'm still curious if an attorney can do it while someone's still abroad. I'm unsure of that. People have said it, but it's the same as all things. You hear a lot of people say things are done a certain way, and there's one or two people that can confirm it. So we don't know that it actually can, but pretty sure this guy would have to currently go back to the U.S. to complete a divorce. But it can be done. She would have to register it in the courts, which takes more money and time. So it can be done. Patriot Life said, had mentioned it earlier, but you can. It's just that she has to get a copy and she's got to go to the courts, file it, and do stuff. It is a possibility. They probably won't go through with all of that.
Now, Black Grandpa gives a very good point here too. He says, I can't understand why these expats feel the need to marry every Filipina that shows them affection. There's nothing wrong with dating them and
this
finding
guy
out
looks
who they
thirsty.
really are. Well, he did say again, wait. He did say that. He said, learn to say no.
And
you
he
know?
watched people that have told him. He claims he's been watching bloggers and he's attached to a few of them over that have said, don't do it. And what did he do?
Yeah.
And he was married to one in the U.S. too.
Right. And this is very recent, mind you. I mean, this is really fresh.
This video was a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about his marriage.
Yeah. He said it just broke apart a few months ago. So.
Right. So technically, they should still be together because they should still be in the honeymoon phase. They didn't even get out of the honeymoon phase, apparently.
Some of these guys are so entranced that things are so bad in their country. Germany, France, UK, America, Canada, and they run over here because the grass is greener. And then they found out that that grass gets mowed the same as it did in the United States.
Right.
And it's for me as a female expat living here for we've been here 4 years or more now. I actually find it to be comical for some of these guys because you mostly hear from the guys through social media that are squawking the loudest. The ones that just come over here and do it, whether they're a passport bro movement, which is more than fine. The ones that just come over and do it, don't sit around and brag about it, they get it done. And I think that's golden. The ones like this guy here, bitching, pissing, and moaning, probably talking about this woman did me wrong this and did me that. I'm sure this man's got 1,000,001 issues going on. Now I can see by thanks for making me think about that mustache. They said most of his mustache is up in his nose.
Well, I mean, he's still learning, but
This guy shouldn't be learning at almost 60 years old or 53.
Well, some people are just late bloomers.
This guy ain't no late bloomer. This guy's got 5 or 6 seeds laying around him. Never mind.
I am considered single. She is considered single here in the Philippines. So,
Okay.
Oh,
Yes and no. Yes, you are considered single, but you're not. It doesn't matter whether you registered it or not. You are still married. She is still married. It's still polygamy. It's still adultery.
yeah. So I'm pretty sure he's announcing that he was still married in the US, which makes me believe, okay, that reading his comments and different things as a vlogger, as I'm to understand, the guy is married in the US. He probably had somebody do his paperwork.
And
So I'm wondering if he really is married in the
and,
Philippines.
and you can go to jail or prison for adultery here. You can.
On that Rafi Tufo, that guy that was in Australia, they relied on their Filipina and her family to process his marriage certificates and stuff for the kids and his kids. Now he has no access to his kids. He has no access. He wasn't even married to her to begin with. So all properties and everything, it's like it didn't even exist. He's
Right.
just a girlfriend, it's just a girlfriend at this point. And this isn't the first time that we've heard that bloggers or people have come here and they relied on that. They pay fixers and people on the side to take care of documents instead of taking care of it like themselves. And especially, I'm not saying any better as a woman that I shouldn't be down there doing my own paperwork, but usually the men in the households take care of certain, besides working, they tend to take care of things, whether it's a US or here. And it looks like he possibly left it up to her, to take care of their marriage stuff. But he may not even be married here. Who knows?
Well,
This is all
that's why I
just
said
talk.
I don't think he is married here. But again, also remember, since Heidi brought up Rafi Tufo, even Rafi Tufo asked one of the guests if you want to file charges of adultery. Point being, if you are married, you can't be with another person, even if you didn't register that marriage. You're still married.
guys, I'm telling you now, if you do not get married in Philippines unless you're definitely sure. Things will change. Some of the bloggers here said they waited 8 years with their spouses before they built. They wanted to make sure
8
it's
years.
trial and error. And when you do build, yes, the
I
man goes in
wonder
there a name.
what blogger
Mine
gave
went
the
in my
8-year thing.
mother-in-law's name. She kept telling me, oh, it's going to cost a lot of money to change it over to our name and all that. That was all set up. They knew what they were doing.
See.
She dated another foreigner before me, and he ended up dying drunk on a motorcycle. I wasn't allowed to drive motorcycle here.
There's another one of them Doomageddon picked up on a dead foreigner's woman. Talk about red flag.
Yeah, don't do that.
That evidently the woman was double thirsty. It was like getting a double shot of whiskey or something. She must have been like double down for me, honey. So in other words, she was already out of a relationship. Oh wow. Wait a minute.
What?
Wasn't that what's that girl's name? Shazzy Nazzy? Didn't her husband die on a motorcycle, the foreigner? Maybe he's married to what's her name? That Skizzy Sizzy or something? Skizzy Sizzy. Is he married to Sizzy? Interesting.
Doubt
Skizzy
it.
Sizzy.
Doubt it.
Okay. Whole point is nothing would surprise me at this point. I mean, why would she announce that? Who knows?
Well, either way, you don't pick up the pieces. It's never a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, put it this way. In a normal breakup,
Yeah.
the average wait time before you date another. Again, don't quote me on this, and also because I'm not the one who said it. I'm just repeating what's psychologically what they're talking about. Is 6 months. You have to wait 6 months before you date again after a regular breakup. Now, I believe when it comes to when you lose your spouse, I believe the wait is actually 3 years.
Well,
No. Again, remember, this is not me talking. This is just numbers. But you have to remember, take it with a grain of salt, meaning for example, the 6 months thing after a regular breakup. If you got over it within a month, there's two reasons for that. One is there was really no feelings there at all in the first place.
There ain't
So,
no feelings going on here. There's no way there could be any
that's
feelings.
where I'm
This was
getting
a
at.
financial arrangement, period.
Or two, you're actually not over it. You're just pretending, and you're just gonna do a rebound. So
This is
point
financial
being,
and denial together. I'm going to call it finale.
I'm just saying, be careful. Where
The
am I?
name of the
Where am I
game.
getting at? If a woman's husband dies and she gets over him within months, then there's something wrong.
Okay, so this is a fine case of it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
sh-
you don't pick up pieces after something that like that, because it's a big giant red flag if they latch onto you. Big,
Financial,
big,
financial,
big giant
financial,
red
and
flag.
denial. Yes.
Allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to talk to other Americans, other foreigners when I was living there. Oh, that's wrong. Just definitely wrong.
And okay, so there he is saying that his woman said you're not allowed to talk to other people. So y'all always busting our ass that I control George and I do this and it's because of my size and I bully on him big old Heidi picking on George. You guys do realize these Filipinas, okay, and I will say this about it, are the same as any woman. It doesn't matter what country, even the small Filipinas will actually do what he said. He was told he couldn't basically leave. He's not allowed to go hang out with Americans. He's not allowed to go do. In other words, to me, it just sounded like there was a lot of issues going on.
Well, there's a lot of control.
It has nothing to do with
But has
size,
nothing to do with race, has
American,
nothing to do with race or
bitch,
sexuality.
or
Actually, guys are worse than women are when it comes to this.
yeah, and
Control is usually a guy thing, so don't, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. I get it. He's saying, it's his woman that did this to him, but remember, guys do it too. Americans
I'm
do
sure.
it too.
Yeah, I'm
Other
sure
races do it too.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some other stuff going on.
Social media, believe me, you go to sleep, you put a lock on your phone, you're going to get the Tampo. I lived in Tampo month in, month out.
He said that the woman was always trying to get in his phone.
And again, if you're with somebody like this, you probably shouldn't be with them.
Right. Yeah.
And I hate to say this, but this gentleman, if we're actually sitting down face to face, he'll probably agree with me.
Oh, he probably will now, I'm sure. So, but it looks like he's one of those that jumped right into the relationship. And I get that too. I mean, I really do understand his side of it, but understand he's now a vlogger and he put his stuff out there and it's going to get analyzed like it is today. There's a lot to talk about because as soon as I heard him say about the divorce situation and him still being married in the US or whatever. And thank God I didn't register it or it would show up here. That means he's still married. I'm like, yeah, this guy's not telling the truths or doesn't understand what the truth is. So there's a lot that he actually says. So
yeah.
As a matter of fact, after you guys already heard that, 4 days later, he said he divorced her in Florida. And I'm so curious. Oh, so in this one, you broke up with her, but now you're divorced 4 days later. And it takes a long time.
Well, it does take time to divorce, period. Now, if you fast track it and you have a lawyer in your pocket, the fastest you can have a divorce is 1 month. If you don't, it probably takes average of 3 months. So,
and probably even longer now.
No. Well, yeah, longer now because of what's going on with the government. But no,
Government.
And that's another thing. Don't date until you have that piece of paper in your hand. You're still married.
Yeah.
And until you have that piece of paper in hand, you can get in trouble for dating.
I wonder who his assistant is. He's got a personal assistant.
Any lawyer in the live right now will agree with me. Yeah, you can. You can get in trouble as long as you don't have that piece of paper processed and finished and have it in your hand, signed and everything. You cannot date legally.
It's hot.
And I didn't date. Actually, I didn't date when I was going through a divorce.
And
when I did date, I did have that piece of paper on hand. And they asked, "Are you divorced?" Yeah. I want to see the paper. I said, "Yeah, actually, I know you were going to ask." And I'm like, "There you go." It's a given. Do not date until you have that piece of paper.
Well, this guy's just a youngster, so he's learning his mistakes. It was 2 years before we got married, so I was very patient.
When I wake up in the morning, it was constantly, we need money. Got to pay for the fish. We need to pay for the fish. Before even getting a cup of coffee, having something to eat, you have to take money out of your pocket. No, I'm done with that. I moved on. Living up in Jumagetti, I rented out a 2-bedroom house. Beautiful, it's nice. Got me another vehicle, no problem. Haul it, this and that. And so I moved on and I did my SRIV.
Yeah.
So the
So
only thing left I'm doing now is my BA. And then this month I'm going in for my dentures since the BA won't replace my
oh,
dentures.
that's
I gotta
right.
pay
He's
for 'em.
going for his dentures. He hasn't had any
Yeah,
teeth.
it's not covered by VA, correct?
Yeah.
But I'll do that in another video for that. But yeah, guys, I'm telling you, social media. Get rid of your social media. My God, drama,
Get rid
drama,
of it,
drama,
but here he
drama.
is
Because
vlogging.
nothing but heartache and fights, and that's all there is to about it.
Well, again,
And he hasn't stopped. As soon as he put this video out 2 weeks ago, he's doing one about every other day.
right. It's
So,
like, yeah, don't get rid of your social media, but yet
Mr.
I'm on
Richard.
social media.
Mm.
And if I hate to say this, but
Oh,
YouTube is one of the
him
biggest
doggy.
social media outlets out there. So it's
It
kind of like,
is, yeah. So you can't, yeah. This is a guy that's double standard for sure. He talked all this about her, and I'm sure he had faults. Oh, and by the way, he's chain smoking the whole time. And I'm sorry, that is chain smoking is just so bad in many things. I mean, and I'm a former smoker, but when you sit around with a constant cigarette, constantly, it can be an issue.
well, again,
Nobody's
it's
perfect, is what I'm trying to get to.
yeah, but like I said, that's his thing. I mean, what I'm saying, he's earned the right to smoke.
Oh, well, good for him, but I'm sure she's not doing vlogs talking about him being toothless and chain smoking and all of his faults. He is going on about her being on social media and all that. In other words, he did this entire video to pull on her.
No. Okay. What Heidi's saying is he's technically slinging mud at her, and yet he's giving her ammo to do the same.
Well, that or you can see that he's got issues, so it's just,
Well, everybody has issues.
yeah, well, this is just, yeah.
But yeah, Mike wants to do an interview. Mike Philippine retired wants to gonna ask me questions about what went on. And it's gonna be the same thing.
I
My
didn't
bad.
see the
I didn't tell him
video.
no because I didn't want to listen to Tampo. I didn't want to listen to the arguing fighting. I got sick and tired. I wasn't allowed to go up and see my German friend who was building a house and his wife. 5
He
minutes up the
wasn't
road.
allowed.
Father Barry.
Okay, now also keep in mind.
Oh, was it 8 months ago?
Yeah. Now, guys, some of the guys will agree with me on this one. Now, Tampo again is nothing but just basically when somebody gets pissed at you and just doesn't talk to you. It's a silent treatment. I mean, it's not a special Filipino thing. I don't know why they do that. I mean, no, Filipinos do. No, every race does it. Why, you're telling me the silent treatment doesn't exist in the U.S.? Are you kidding me right now?
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
Of course, yeah.
except that Filipinos tend to keep the silent treatment longer, only because we're more passive aggressive. It's a cultural thing as being passive aggressive, so therefore they do it more often or longer. But it's not special. But the reason why I brought this up is because he's not allowed to see his German friend. Oh, or she goes into Tampo. Well, guess what? You guys can throw rocks at me for saying this, okay? If I'm gonna see my friend, and if my Filipina throws a Tampo at me, I'll be like, cool. That means I actually get to see my friend. And I don't have to worry about her because she's probably sulking at the house talking crap about me with her friends. Oh, big deal. Whoop-de-doo. Let me go see my friends. Oh, since she's pulling a Tampo, guess what? I'm going to take my friend out. We're going to go to the club. You get it? Don't. Because she throws a Tampo, that doesn't mean she's locking you up in the house. No. You're still a free man or a free woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? You what? Because she's upset with you? You can't do anything anymore? You're a grown man. You're a grown woman. If your partner gives you the silent treatment, guess what? Throw the silent treatment back. Don't talk to them. As long as you're not doing anything wrong. I mean, can I take my friend to a club? And yeah. But can I take my friend to the club and me hug and dance with other women? No. You get the picture. It's as long as you're not doing anything wrong, there's nothing wrong with that, and that's what I'm getting at.
Yes, you're not allowed. Oh, those people are bad. Stay away from this, NPA that. You can't go here alone. NPA,
Right, so
NPA.
that was odd
Yeah.
because he did mention it was 8 months ago.
Yeah. Okay. Now he's
So he
in
just-
right. He's in Dumaguete. He's talking about the NPA. Now there's several different m- anti-government militias here. You know, they have the MPA, MILF. I won't go any farther than that because people will take it the wrong way. Do they exist? Yes, but use common sense. For example, if they're saying if most of the time there are areas that are, you know, basically areas of where these militant groups are located at. Use common sense. You have your mouth, and what I'm saying is, if your partner's trying to control you by
yeah, I'm not promoting that channel.
now, if your partner says, "Oh well, I heard, don't go there. There's NPA over there. There's this over there." Use your mouth, and what I'm saying is, go near that area and ask the locals, "Hey, is it true that the NPA is over here?"
Can't
Yeah.
keep repeating that. I'm pretty sure that's off limits.
Well, anyway, either way, point being is again, you can ask the locals, and the best source of information are the locals. If you question it or if you don't want to be controlled, again, that's up to you. If you want to be controlled, that's fine by me. But I'm just giving you proper advice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ask, just ask, and some will say yes, some will say well no, and ask more than once. I mean, don't take the banana guy's word for it. Don't take the fishbowl guy's word for it. Ask around, and then come up with your own judgment. But for the most part, again, most of the time, locals say, "Hey, don't go over there."
Yeah. Now it looks like he's had issues with his banking, and he is not old enough to collect Social Security yet. He's on disability Social Security. So I was right about him
What do you mean
being.
he's not old enough?
No, this guy is not Social Security age yet.
Gee.
He's on disability. I told you he was
What
young.
do you mean?
Yeah, and it was 8 months ago. I'm sorry, Lackaspog, we're
How-
not promoting that
How
other
how is he
channel.
young?
I don't know, but he's not old enough to collect Social Security. It's disability. He states this in his thing, but I thought he was on VA disability, like he was getting not VA, but I thought he was on disability for the veteran military. He's not. 8 months ago, he was on that other channel. So, Lackaspah, that's nothing against you. He was on there 8 months ago on that channel. And he just said here he was going to be. Okay, you're not going to be. You were on it 8 months ago when you were still married. He's complaining about missing out on his check and stuff because of mail. He was one of those that got cut off, looks like.
Dan, okay. Scott
So-
says he looks 68. Dan says he can't be in his 50s. He's lying. He
No.
must be in his 70s.
So that means he's
Angelo
under
says
62.
70
I
or
told you
older.
he's like 56,
Like your son says,
57.
lol, he looks so. Again, I'm not picking on this
No,
guy,
he's
but
on disability Social Security. It's right here.
that's why I was like, wait, what? What are you talking?
No, he says he's on disability Social Security. I thought he was on. He's complaining about missing out on a check. Looks like, give or
Wait,
take. Yeah.
so he's on the one he's not even supposed to be here?
Well, I don't know that either. I don't know how much he's collecting. He's probably on the regular one, but either way, unless he's locked into his disability, I rarely recommend people to come over here on disability Social Security. I have a letter, and my disabilities are so permanent; they're not
Scott
going
says,
to change.
holy crap,
not worried
I'm
about-
older than him. Yeah, Scott, you look way, 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 way younger.
So they're discussing the mail and everything else here. Yeah, he probably got cut off. He probably left his check and address and everything back in the US and got cut off. And he's talking about the bank deal and everything.
Oh, wow.
So, and I did hear him talk about that he was on disability, but I was assuming that it was through military. It's not. It's Social Security he's collecting. So if he's collecting disability Social Security, that means he's under 62. I joked about him being 54 or 50. He could be 54. There it is. Now you know.
Okay.
The
Anyway.
older the fruit, the sweeter the berry.
What?
That berry was sweet.
No, it's called fermented. Anyway. What you like?
Did Calvin come
you like
home yet?
who here likes to suck on like wrinkled dingleberries? Just saying. It's like this.
Why don't you ask me? Why don't you ask me about my 24-hour memories? Like the corner of my mind. When is Calvin coming home from America? Like the way we were.
All right.
I miss you. Come home to me, Calvin. Yeah, I miss Calvin.
Aw.
Yeah, I miss Calvin.
I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. I don't bother nobody. I'm not allowed to go nowhere. Always had to have a babysitter with me. Either one or the other, relatives, the ex-brother-in-law,
Not a
and
relationship,
ex-sister-in-law.
bitch.
Well, actually, this is bad. This is very bad.
It's a relationship.
No. Heidi's right. It's a relationship, and it's a relationship. Whether he
Allowed.
agrees with me or not, he basically allowed it. Yes.
He should have put his foot down. There's still. You guys
But
think George plays around?
that's a really big, giant red flag when they have to guard you. Does this happen? Yes, but this is a really big red flag. You know why? The reason being is this kind of behavior is two-way. Most of the ones that do this type of behavior are the ones that cheat. The cheaters are the one who actually guard their mates.
Yup. They're the ones usually out. The more they're barking at you, they're doing something.
Correct.
They see. Yeah, you're right.
It's a mirror. It's called projecting. They're projecting themselves that they're distrustful people. Therefore, they believe you're a distrustful person, and that's why trustful people. I hate to say this. This is why trustful people get scammed a lot because they trust everybody, and not because that they're idiots. It's because they look and see at the best of every person they meet. So what I'm saying is, when your partner guards you like a hawk, that's a big giant red flag.
Well, it could be because love. though. Could
Certain
it be
dash says
love?
Heidi, VA disability is different from regular disability.
Right.
For VA, 100% permanent and total. If you don't file any claims, you get that for yes. Unfortunately,
He admitted it's Social
he-
Security.
yeah, he's not on
another
VA.
channel.
We
One of the
assumed it
Dramageddon channels.
was. We assumed at first it was
Dramageddon,
VA, but
right, like
apparently
that's what-
not.
Nope, that's
Yeah.
what I thought when I listened to this because he
Yeah.
really didn't.
And Scott says yes, true. He verifies yes.
Gotcha. So then it makes you
on
wonder if
these-
he's on disability for Social Security. Once again, I warn the vloggers that are out there traveling and out there walking on the beaches or doing things that could affect that type of disability from a distance, especially with what's going on in this day and age with Social Security. They could reevaluate him. So
Dang, Patriot for Life. Are you a Vietnam vet? Patriot for Life says he isn't on his own turf. Easy to fall on the bungee sticks. That's really dark, bro. Talking about Vietnam. Wow.
right.
I don't think I can say what a bungee stick is, but it's not a good thing. Anyway.
I fell on a bungee stick last night.
Do you even know what a bungee stick is? I'm sure you don't.
No. You can mute it and tell me.
Okay. It's this big giant covered pit with spikes that when you fall in, and now I'm gonna mute it. Okay, so anyway.
Okay, I was just making
Yeah,
sure.
that's why I can't say it. Anyway.
or a
If the
nephew,
landlord
someone
shows
had to go.
If the landlord shows up, I'm not giving him no rent today. It's a holiday.
He's not showing up.
Okay, watch. Or he's weird when he shows
Well,
up.
who cares whether he shows up or not?
I'm
Anyway.
not giving him any money. He's gonna have to jump the fence this time for content.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
with me all the time. I wasn't allowed to go by myself. So, trust issues. Filipinos don't trust. Believe me, they are going
Again, that has nothing to do with race. I've been with a lot of Filipinas. Not a single one has ever done this to me. Not a single freaking one. I have friends with Filipinas, American friends with Filipinas. Not a single one has done this to them. Again, if you're
See my
Filipinas,
violin?
now since he's blanketing everything, when I'm saying, well, Filipinos do this, Filipinos do that. You know what? What
This is for content.
No, well, that's nothing to do with that.
He's trying to make more money.
No. What I'm saying is, since he's blanketing it,
He's
this
mad.
tells me he has a lot of experience with this. You know what that tells me?
Tells me that
He's picking the wrong ones. He's got a certain type of Filipina, and they're the wrong type of Filipina.
Sorry, I'm gonna call it out. The guy's bored. The guy is bored, whether he keeps doing it or not. He's doing all this and complaining because he sees the other content creators over there bringing the same drama about their women. And when they break up, they bring the drama. He's bored. He's already tried to appear in this live stream early this morning, got cut out. And so my deal is this guy is bored as F. We've told you guys that boredom will hit you when you get to the Philippines. And it's just where it's going to be. So I told you that, yeah, this guy, in my opinion, is just tied up in all that crap over there. And the fact that he's doing this,
No, he
and
is,
this has
'cause
been his thing.
again-
Now he's starting to give advice on other things on his channel.
Well, like I
so
said-
he's trying to be the next Geo, Mike.
This tells me
Paul.
he picks the wrong girls.
Oh, definitely doing that. It tells me he needs to straighten that mustache.
And the
up.
reason why I say this is because his own words are he blankets everything, which means if he makes a blanket statement, then these are the types that he attracts, the wrong ones.
He should open up a GoFundMe to do something about
don't
his
give him
grill
don't
and his
give him
mustache.
ideas.
I was thinking about opening up a GoFundMe for our wig and costume.
She's joking. We are not, and she's not that type of person. Did you open it? I'm joking.
Maybe.
I'm
We'll
joking.
save that. We'll save that.
I'm joking.
Gonna dig and pry and your past. Don't even bring your past up about your ex-wife. Show them the worst.
Okay, this is a good thing. Don't bring your past up about your ex-wife. I don't care what relationship you're in. This is a never do. You never bring up exes in any conversation unless they're actually relevant to. For example, did something happen to you? Did you have an accident? Did you have to deal with something exactly similar?
Mhm.
That's the only time you bring it. Well, when me and my ex got into this car accident together, this is what happened.
Yeah,
But-
George avoided it at all costs. I think it's a woman thing because I think most women, whether doesn't matter background, money amounts, it doesn't matter what class, race, or whatever. I think women are just trying to find out everything. Like you said, there's a difference between
Well, and remember,
men and women. I think they want to know something, but yes, in general, you wouldn't want to do that.
yeah, then the reason being again is what happened before marriage has nothing to do with the current relationship. If your partner brings up stuff you did before you met her, then they're a piece of crap. Only a piece of crap person brings up stuff that does not involve the relationship and use it against you.
That's very hurtful.
Again, wrong person. Well, it's true. It's very true.
I guess I'm a piece of crap.
Yeah, same thing with, whether they have a past, they've done something in the past. Anybody who uses that information against that person, they're a piece of crap. And I'm not saying this because it's just wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Looks like I still got my. All right.
Favor say, this is it. This is what I did. And, I'm not afraid to do it. But to me, do not marry in the Philippines. That's my opinion. Other guys have done it. That's hate. Power to them. They have found a good one. I found a bad one. Other than that, not much else. I'm going
How
to
do we know
post
if
this.
he's not
I
a
ain't gonna-
bad nut?
Well, I
It's a
don't
good possibility.
I don't think he is, but again, it's just he kind of set himself up. And anybody will agree with me on that one.
There might have been reasons why she didn't want him to go places at certain times. Maybe there are other habits he has. Maybe there is strange behavior. Maybe
Well,
there's the unwritten
there
agreement. and he
is
does
that-
take it too far, and she's mad and definitely doesn't want him to hang out with people because we don't know. We don't know both sides.
well,
so I hear a
so
lot of
I don't know his
one-sided-
area either. I know he's in that Dumaguete area, but remember, certain areas are not good areas. It's also possible that he has somebody watching over him, make sure he doesn't get into trouble, not because of him, but because of other people.
Yeah.
So again, we don't know the full story.
Yeah. So we'll get.
So he could be taking it the wrong way too.
Yeah. So all right, we'll get through this.
Edit this just as I spoke to you. So if you got questions, be free to ask me. I just took off my Facebook. I took it down and put it up, and then all this stuff started popping up. I take it down, so I got Messenger only. I got WhatsApp. Big deal.
He probably
No
didn't
problem.
like the responses.
I can talk
100%.
that way. And if people bother me, you block them on that. It's nothing. I just don't have
This
time
does
for
tell
the
me a little bit about his
nonsense.
personality.
You
By the
marry
way,
these young
he doesn't
Filipinos.
like to hear
Guys,
stuff. We've blocked people on the occasion because they're trying to take over the room or because they're attacking other people. This guy that's taking it down right away seems like. What? Oh, Scott, go away. You interrupted my live stream. You
Hey Scott, how you doing, man?
Thank you, Scott.
Thank
Good
you, Scott. I
morning.
appreciate some. What is that? What's that on the end? Oh, it's a tree. It's a palm
He's got
tree.
a palm
That's
tree.
a palm tree. I was wondering what it was. Yeah.
By the way, this morning I tried to relink our music. So we're supposed to get a artist, whatever. Because the emblem, the diamond was up there, this reminded me of because the diamond was up, it didn't match your music account for Apple and a bunch of others. You're connected through TikTok for your music. People can use our music on their videos. Because people had been asking about some of the songs, but officially we have to wait until the account catches up, probably a couple days, and they're going to give you your check mark for So,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, Skyland's Isis World. Check him out. He's got his own YouTube channel. Also, Isis World.
It's just
She's got her own YouTube channel. She usually does
Mhm.
live streams really late at night, which I really can't catch. She does the live streams on Sundays where she talks to the people and like have lunch and all that kind of stuff on camera. So check her
Yeah.
out too. She's really nice. So is Scott, sort of. No, I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding.
We should
Scott.
make more comments because I do watch it and then George does. Sometimes I'm doing multiple things like I'm editing or doing stuff with the pets and I just let it run and watch you guys. I listen like a podcast. But
Yeah,
we're there,
and
guys.
even MYK Mike when he was up,
I miss Mike. I thought about him.
I've always been in the room, but I don't usually comment. I just sit back and watch because
Mhm.
sometimes I don't want to show my name and I don't want it to be it's their life, if that
Mhm.
makes any sense. It's their life,
Yeah,
and I didn't want to
And-
derail them. that
Yeah,
kind
and
of deal.
now is a quick time to yelp out that we will be hitting 22,000 should be by Easter. So we appreciate if you guys are in the room that aren't subscribed.
Subscribe.
To subscribe to the channel and consider membership. It supports our costume, donut habits, George's funeral funds, the cat funds, my hair funds. But yeah, we just appreciate you guys being here. So
Yeah.
this is a commercial.
And also
from
now is a great time to
WW.
show your silent support.
Oh no. Would you like another snack?
Decorate some Easter eggs.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no.
Decorate them real nice.
Blow
And
them
then-
first.
While your partner's not watching, hide the Easter eggs under her bed and just let them sit there for months. And that way, if she does find them and figures out where the smell's coming from, you say, "Oh, those are Easter eggs you didn't find. That's on you."
I don't shower for 2 weeks, so I won't notice.
This is true.
Surprise your partner and just stop showering for 2 weeks. Then
Now,
you won't
there's
know.
one thing I learned in Mexico. They have this trick with eggs, and so you go to the bar, okay, this strip bar, and then there's this girl, and then what it is, she spreads her.
What does she do with the eggs?
So she like loads them up, and it goes.
Oh, they did that when I was in Thailand. Have you ever seen when they got the glow in the dark ones?
Thailand don't have donkeys though. Now for a donkey show, you go down in Tamaulipas, okay, off the main road. You take the second exit.
Have you ever seen the ones where they take the seals and do it?
No, what's this? What's the seal show?
Literally a seal, like water seal. No, not that seal.
I can see Seal doing a show.
Hmm.
BBC. Anyway,
I just went too far. Let's get through this a week so people can get a better look at our setup here.
all right.
Guys, you have nothing in common. Believe me, they are ignorant. They act like 15, 16-year-old kids. I'm sorry. Guys, smarten up. Get an older one. Find a single mom. Do something like that. I'm telling you, the young ones, you have nothing in common, and they just think you want, money, money, money.
Okay. And he does say that, and he made these comments about the young ones. Somebody confronted him about how old his woman was. I think he said she is in her 30s. So here in a minute, he'll mention get with a woman, single mother instead that's aged. And he mentions the age 30 up, and someone confronted him. I think he said they were 30 or 32. So he wasn't, she's not exactly young. She's above 25. So I'm curious on that manner. But he's just saying,
Well,
but he was specifically talking about the woman he just left, that she was immature. So it is a possibility to be with an old.
age and immaturity are two different things.
Tell me about it.
But it's just that age usually increases the odds of maturity. That's all.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And if you tell me I'm wrong, hey, maybe you got found a good one. But I'm telling you, find one that's 30 plus, 30, 35, 40, 45, even 50-year-old one. Find one. Leave
His
them
woman was
little
up there.
20-year-old, 25-year-old, and under 30 alone.
Which was weird because he was giving that advice and saying that about his woman, and she was above. So unless he just answered that after being attacked, because when I went through his comment section, it seems like there were no off comments, which is highly unusual in the YouTube world. I think he deleted the comments he didn't like, and then he responded to somebody about her being 30 or something when they asked her, well, you evidently married somebody that was, and then he said she was, so who knows how old she was. So, and she was a widow on top of that.
Well, that's okay. That's where the age doesn't matter. And what I'm saying is, that was a knight in shining armor syndrome, which is always a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of that too.
You are?
Now, yeah, I tend to rescue, my partners. If that makes any sense.
I don't need no rescuing.
No, you don't. But
But I'm a good cook. Nice
I don't know.
lips.
I'll ask George. So what I'm saying is, he may have been with an older woman. However, he scooped her up from somebody else who passed away, which means that I don't know how long this lady was with the other guy before he passed away. But what I'm saying is,
Last I understood, it was
it
that
was
Kizzy Sizzy woman.
it was just, again, not a good idea ever.
I don't know. This guy's off all the way around. Like
They're
I
not
said,
mature. They really ain't. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but I really don't care.
he's just
My
watching.
video, my YouTube, my opinion. If I'm wrong, oh well. If I hurt your feelings, oh well, sorry. But I'm
Speaking of
posting what
hurt,
I
he's going to
feel.
be butthurt by the end of this one. Sorry.
He shouldn't be.
Well, he evidently isn't listening to any advice, including his simping on
He
Filipina
shouldn't
P.
be upset because
Because he admitted and posted that he makes comments on the Filipina P. Abidi didn't even listen to her. Remember, I told you he left a whole post on his new YouTube that the P gave him a heart on his comment. Well, that would put him in the simp category at this point. My
Well,
opinion,
it is
that
it
he
is
posted it.
it is an odd statement. I mean,
My channel, my bad.
right. I mean, when Philly in the Philippines. I mean, we've watched Philly in the Philippines for years, and when he puts hearts on our comments, we're not gonna go like, yeah, oh my god,
And then repost it on our
Yeah.
channel.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've met up with Philly a few times in live, in real
I
life.
wouldn't do that no
And
matter
he's
who
a
it
really
is.
nice guy. But what I'm saying is,
He posted.
I'm not gonna go like, hey, Brian.
Everything
remember when you put a heart on my comment?
Everything
That's what I
that
mean.
the
It's just kinda
man
odd,
has
that's all.
done, every movement, I can see there were problems in that relationship, including that post. I already put it all in the computer, psychoanalyzed it, and the things that he said, and the
Well,
post from the P, and the people that he watched, and the people through that whole group that copies all their content. They all copy. He's now trying to fall into that category. There were another 6, 7 of them the last year or two that fell into that category, copying the same stuff. They built their channels on each other. and he's trying to do the same thing based on
No,
his own
I
drama. And we
understand.
get it. I mean,
But
it's
you have to remember too, again, regardless of what you think of this guy, he's actually a nice guy. How can I say
yeah,
that?
yes, please.
Well, because just the fact that he allowed this means that he's actually very easygoing, and he's
Yeah.
actually, you know what I'm saying. Um, I don't know him personally, but judging from how he was taken advantage of, keyword taken advantage of.
I have a different outlook on it.
Well, I understand that, but you have to remember that
Good guys don't go on there and say the things that he just did. And he used the content to do it. So, in my opinion, the man's got more issues than Time
well,
Magazine.
yeah, no, that's true.
Sorry.
For instance, if let's
Mm-mm.
say, for example, if George and Heidi did something to me, I'm not gonna post it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? If a certain blogger did something to us, I'm not gonna post it on YouTube. Unless they made it public in the first place, that's different. I mean, if they made it public, that's a different story. What I'm saying is something happens behind the scenes. We're not gonna like, you know, oh,
We've covered other people where it deals with expat life and us living here. But no, it's just where it is. But
right.
yeah, so
So yeah. Let us know what you think of this guy, or what your opinion is on his situation. Um, Yeah, Earn Doggy Fool. What's up, people? Ted Angus. Hello, beautiful people. Cindy G. Hello, my friends. A and B. Hello, Philippines Squad. Smile, be happy. Thumbs up.
and I will let you know, for those that didn't know, he did try to come in and crash the live stream early before it even started. So he was trying to put us on aware that he was watching, and really, you can't even see what my hand's doing right now. So it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
So you ain't got nothing.
Patriot for Life says another AFAM on the grill getting roasted. He needs to make room. There, looking like a fool with his pants on the ground. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, some of the things he said, and he went on in the other thing, he's trying that tough thing that a lot of them do. My vlog, my way, I'm dropping truth bombs, and nobody tells it like it is. And how come people don't say this, and that? There are reasons why you don't. Those that are getting, away with it is something different. But who? Just another vlogger over there, 100% double copier.
Like a Spot says, hello, Antic Fanatics. Hope you're all having a great week and a nice Holy Wednesday in the Philippines. K Dallas, good morning. Hey, K Dallas.
Wait, Holly, hey, what's going on,
Earn
K
Doggy
Dallas?
Full. George got some holy donuts.
He did. For those that didn't hear it, I got him he went out to go pick up our medication because it's going to be locked down until Monday. And wait, what I mean is a lot of the places are already closed, and starting today, it's going to be really busy out and about. And so I ordered the donuts, and a dozen of them that included 6 of the Easter was $20 US. So it was kind of crazy.
Smell and Beehive says flogging. I don't think flogging is the word. I think flagging is the word. Now you have me curious. I believe flagging is the word.
Or
I have to look it up. Again, I don't know everything, but I do believe.
for what part?
Or is it flog? Well, I guess it could be flogging. Could mean. Yeah, it's flogging. Yeah, it's also flogging. No, you're right. You're right. It's still flogging. Yeah. Smell and Beehive says flog. Are you talking about when I clean the blood off the? Oh, sorry. The thing off the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slick Rick says, good morning, George and Heidi from beautiful city of San Francisco. All right, California. A. Max says
Good
still
morning,
dark outside,
Slick.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
Earn Doggy Foe, that's a real Slim Jim, right? No. Tell me you're not gonna eat this. I mean, seriously, look at that.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, I didn't want to be blamed, but it was there when I gave it to the
And,
puppy
and I'm
this
not gonna
morning.
lie, it tastes good. It
I
does.
figured, so
It
I let
tasted
him
like
make his own decision.
it tasted
there-
like
it's
ham
all-
and cheese.
Yeah, there's nothing in there off.
I mean, it smells good. It tastes good. So
Yeah, it's made with wheat flour, cheese, ham,
yeah.
and there's a sodium and what was the other one that was in there? So,
Yeah. Jean says hello from France. Jean-Marc Bordeaux.
Hey, what is going on?
Sarah Tyson. Hello, Heidi and Ricky. Hello, Roomies. Carrie Lalonde says chicken feet have glucosamine and great for the joints and bones. Yes, it is. It also has a lot of collagen. It's actually really good for you. Unfortunately, the problem with chicken feet, they're called Adidas, for those of you who are wondering. Um, there's not a lot of meat on them, so there really isn't. You're basically, you, you just basically have to like gnaw on it, and there's really not much to it. That's all. That's the only complaint I have about chicken feet.
They were talking about the exports coming from America. They said they ship all the chicken feet over to China and that they're going to miss out on that from the US and the costs going up or something. They're like, I don't know why they would want them. And I'm like, they like it. They eat a lot.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, that's gonna affect the U.S. I did mention this the first time when they did the tariffs. You guys do know that the biggest supplier of chickens that you guys eat is from China too, not just Tyson, which is local. I mean Tyson is where in Michigan. Where's Tyson at?
The different places.
Yeah, well, Tyson has a lot of chicken plants, but it's U.S. still imports chickens. Um, Adam Zah, where's George? I have no clue where that dude is.
This is Ricky's new wig, but it'll probably turn out to be one of mine. So Ricky was a last minute thing, and so we
Car-
thought we would try a different look.
Carry the lawn. George, watch out. The old guy will still try and steal you away from Heidi. Get that money, honey. There you go.
Right.
Right? Journeys in Bohol. I have some good advice. Don't travel. Oh, I did say this. Don't travel during Holy Week. Travel from Cebu to Bohol yesterday by ferry, ocean jet. It was crazy crowded. Actually, yeah, do not travel during Holy Week. One, again, I had to like scrub the car down. Two, you have to stay in traffic. Three, ferries, guys. If you see people standing around in the ferry while it's going and all the seats are taken, you really shouldn't be on that ferry. That ferry is overloaded, and that's when ferries sink. Anyway,
Yeah.
Adam Zah, who's the blonde Maganda? Who's the beautiful blonde? There you go. Journey Ball says it's Britney Spears. It's Britney G Spears. There you go. I like that. Mark says, why does he talk like Schwarzenegger? Get in the chopper.
Because there are butthurt vloggers out there that should be hidden.
Earn Doggy Full. Dang. Renfro lives in Duma.
Yeah.
Jose says the reason Sunshine says he doesn't date black women is bull because he's not only being honest, he sounded weird.
I think he said he doesn't date him anymore. So I mean, I could say the same about anybody I dated. Why I don't date black men anymore, or why I don't date American women anymore. And I get it. It's content, guys. It's always about content. It really is. I get it. It's not easy coming up, and he does content on a daily basis plus live stream, so I get it. So,
My grandma says you're with the wrong person if you have to hide anything from your partner and vice versa. Correct. I agree. I agree. Um,
in my opinion, if you break up super quick on that, you don't work on your marriage and go get counseling and do different things, and it wasn't meant to begin with. It evidently was a short-lived marriage. And I wonder, besides this Filipina and the Filipina he could still be married with in the U.S., how many more times? The man's 50 something years old. I bet he was married, kind of like us. We've been married multiple times. And then he thought he would try something different. I get it. And now here he is talking about it on YouTube.
yeah. Patriot for Life says there's a hypothesis in the Philippines. No joke.
Yeah.
Black Grandpa says, oh yeah. Earn Doggy Full says that's Lurch with a smile. There you go.
Yeah, we were talking about Lurch the other day. Yeah.
Scott says, is it a mustache or mostly nose hair? Wow.
Right.
Wow, that's messed up. Slick Rick says it's a caterpillar.
Caterpillars.
Hey, Lost in the Philippines. Hello, Heidi and George. Ugly
Good
Tourist. Hey guys. Good
morning.
morning. Mitch Lewis says, oh yeah, I already read that earlier. Black Grandma says, why would any expat buy a house in the Philippines unless you have kids born
You can look
there?
that up a little bit more.
With all their natural disasters, it's cheaper and no. There's really not much reason to really purchase rent is cheaper, and also when you buy something, you're pretty much stuck in that area.
I don't know why people do. We've tried to reason, you're like, oh, we said that we would move in a year or two, and then more we thought about it, we're like, everything's set up here. We had to set up the water system here, the pressure system, and usually got to set your houses up when you
You
move
have
into them
to
here.
Americanize it, unless you're already in an American area, for example, like Dumaguete. That's different.
Yeah, hot
But
water is not standard.
yeah, hot water's not standard. Usually you have to set that up.
Mhm.
Actually, a lot of bathrooms don't have showers. Going to be honest with
Pressure,
you.
like there was not enough pressure.
Well,
You
some
have
don't even have showers.
right.
You have
No,
to
it's
install a
Pebble.
shower.
Right. So depending on where
Yeah.
you live. So I thought about that, and then
The bidet, same
we
thing.
keep seeing all these places in Tarlock and in Mabalacat where they keep like wanting you to take over the loans, which makes you wonder. But the housing, whatever boom is kind of like cracking. They got tons of them out there now. And so for the same amount of rent we could be buying, but then I'm like, that's 20, 30 years of paying on something. We'll be in our 80s. We only have one kid that's here in the Philippines, and I don't think long term the kids will come in there. Our children in their would be in their 60s by then. Why would we have them 60-year-olds come over? So the whole point is it wouldn't be worth buying, and which puts me in another realm to think about the guys. Maybe they're leaving it for their small children, and
Well,
I'm
and
like,
that's why Black
and
Grandpa
having
says,
children's a whole nother deal
unless you
here.
have kids, there's really no reason to. And the reason why the kids changes everything is because you're giving them basically land to live in as they grow older. That's the real reason. That's the difference. But if you don't, you're not gonna have kids. There's no
Honestly, would
reason
they
to
be
have.
doing that in the US? I mean, I get land's cheaper here and everything. Usually they're family homes with a lot of them. A lot of these guys are broke to begin with. I think these guys don't really think things
Well, the same
100%
thing in the
through.
U.S. They
Right.
usually don't.
They don't do it in the US, so why are they busting their tail to do it here?
Well,
It's like a race to the door. I think a lot of guys see other guys doing it.
no,
and
no, no. It's monkey see, monkey do. Yeah.
I was more thinking of Keeping Up with the Joneses is still going on in Dumaguete, and it is.
Patriot for Life says anything done in the Philippines is casino money. What he's saying is, if you if you can't afford to lose it, don't buy it.
Yeah, which is good
Yeah.
advice.
The ugly Terry says good advice you need is to be able to walk away. Correct. Kev Baxter says good morning all. Um, wow, I haven't heard that word in a while. Patriot for Life says I'm almost done with this meat suit. Wow. Um, God bless my family. That's my family. Every that's mine will be hers. There you go. Yeah. What's yours is hers, and what's hers is hers. That's how it works. Correct. John Ryder. Hello, George and Heidi.
And
Hey.
I do believe these guys are getting a lot of these ideals from these Dumaguete vloggers, or they're getting them from other vloggers. They're getting these crazy ideals because I bet in the United States that wasn't their MO at any point of their life. So it just sounds like the irresponsibility possibly carried over. In other words, he probably didn't set up his first wife with kids with a house, or or the next one, or the Filipina there. She probably worked alongside with them, like a lot of American women do, just like Filipinas do here. And they get over here and they're trying to look like they got all the money coming in, or they got things under control, or throw around the half Social Security wallet that they actually have, and it just becomes a big kerfunkel.
Yeah. Now, Patriot for Life says it's a two-way mirror. Yeah. Well, the problem is it's not. What he's saying is that what the gentleman's saying should apply to him as well. But I also see it this way. For example, when he says he looks at she wants to have access to his phone.
Mhm.
When here's the one part where it's okay. When she says, "Can I have your phone, please?" Sure, let's trade. You're on my phone, I'll use your phone because I just want to browse, or that kind
I
of
want to
stuff.
install an app to trace them
Well,
all
what I'm
over
saying
town.
is,
Be smart about it.
if
Let 'em
she's
go.
willing without thinking about it, oh, okay, yeah, sure, here you go. And then she uses your phone, and then you use hers, and she doesn't care what you do with her phone. That's a good sign, because if she's like, because I do this with other people. Like, for example, Heidi, hey, can I borrow your phone? I just need to do something.
Yeah, we
And
don't hide anything.
right,
So.
see, that's different.
Now, in the beginning, I'll admit there was some where I wanted to, but he was getting a lot of messages from employees, and his ex-wife was. I'm like, oh, that better not be her
Well,
situation in the beginning.
don't muddy the water. We're not
Well,
talking
I'm
about
just
that.
saying a long time ago, based on the situation. So I'm telling you, as a woman, why some of us get a
Yeah,
little
you're welcome to look at it, but there's nothing to look at.
correct, and there wasn't. That's what I'm
But
saying.
what I'm
At one
saying
point,
is, again, that's why I said don't muddy the water. We're not talking about that. We're talking about if the problem we have in this situation when she wants his phone, I guarantee you when he is going to ask, "Can I borrow your phone instead while you're on mine because I want to, I'm bored. I want to, go on the internet or play a game." I guarantee you she'd say no.
yeah.
And that's a big giant red flag.
And
What I'm saying is if your partner does this to you, can I have your phone? I want to look at something. Go ask for their phone. And if they hesitate, then there's something going on.
George is the master, or I mean Ricky. Yeah, I guess I
Um,
am.
Earn Doggy Full. She got tired of 6 9 with that mustache at 3 a.m. Well,
3 a.m.
the
it must be
problem whenever
lonely.
I do
I
69
said, baby.
is I'll be like being while I'm waterboarding myself. She'd be looking at my ashy knees, because I'm that short.
Talking about
You did think about that, didn't you?
because sorry, I pass. I told you I'll pass, but I can picture you being a muncher, and it just I don't know. It kind of creeps me out. You are a freak, I'm sure. The freaks come out. Ricky's a
Well, the
freak.
most interesting
The
thing
freaks
that
come
that
out
I
at night.
always have to talk about is the waterbed slathered in oil and then the car battery and the jumper cable.
Yeah, I know you like your anyways. But have you seen the new trend on TikTok and social media on the shorts? It's showing guys putting tomato sauce around their lips and putting pads in between women's legs, earning their Red Wings. It's really disgusting that it became a trend.
Oh my
Have
God.
you seen these lately?
Red Wings.
Well, it's kind of disgusting. It literally shows them in between somebody's
Red
legs and
Wings.
pulling the
Oh
woman's
my
underwears
God.
up, and they're putting spaghetti sauce. And the sad part is some guy appeared to put what looked like spaghettios because it was orangish. That was even more disgusting. He didn't even use something that looked like it, so it looked like it was going bad. So it was
Well,
orangish.
I mean,
And so it was like, ugh. So, and I'm like, ugh, again, it was like disgusting. So, yeah, so it's a new trend. And so now everybody's getting on board. And so far, it's been mostly Filipinos that I'm seeing that's doing the trend. But there are,
yeah,
maybe
I don't
other
recommend Red
foreigners.
Wings, but it's good to experience it at least once in your life. But anyway,
You're trying to get me to throw up or slap you anyways on air. That's just nasty.
what? You shouldn't care. I'm not married to you. John Ryder, correct. Angelo says, "Morning, y'all." Peter for Life says, "You're still legally married in the Philippines." Correct. It doesn't matter if you're married in Africa and you fly to the Philippines, you're still married.
Well, until they file the papers as a foreigner. This was right after we talked about that. If he's married here, he's saying go somewhere else because if you marry here, you're not getting your divorce. That's not true. Foreigners can go back to their countries and get their divorce, and she can take the papers and go file it, and then it is done with.
Right, I
The
understand
same
that,
with
but
him. He can remarry.
until no, right, but until you're divorced, you're still married.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you're married in the
No, I
Philippines or
agree.
not, and that's what I said. And like I said,
Well,
legally, you can get in trouble. Go call a lawyer. I don't care. They'll tell you, yeah, you can
they
get,
don't
you can,
enforce that
you
stuff.
can.
I
It
heard you
doesn't
say
matter
that
whether
earlier.
they enforce it or not. It's still legally wrong to do so.
There are tons of vloggers that their women aren't divorced yet, and they're vlogging and
I don't care what
shacked
other
up and
Heidi. I don't care what other vloggers do. I don't care what you do. I don't care what I do. Fact is, that's the law.
yeah, no, I get it.
That's all I'm saying. You guys can argue with me all day, but legally, as an American, until you have that piece of divorce paper, you're technically not. You can get in trouble. It's not that you're not allowed to date. You can get in trouble while
Right?
you're dating. What?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, no, I never dated until I had the divorce papers. Never.
no.
I'm not
Um,
stupid. Um, District of New York 911 says George is looking like an exotic moreno. Lucky you, Heidi. There you go.
You're not that dark though. You're a light skinned Filipino.
I am, but the lighting here is horrible
Sorry.
because Heidi doesn't like lights. Corner Clubhouse says hello.
Ricky here doesn't like to set up lights. So
No, I do. You don't like the lighting. Anyway, Patriot for Life says get a police report when your bar girl in the States turns into a call girl escort. John Ryder says easy to handle it yourself. He's talking about the paperwork.
Yeah.
David Bryant says if she takes 100 pesos, maybe she'll just disappear. There you
Oh
go.
snap.
Patriot for Life says Philippines adopts too many holidays from other countries. No work, no pay holidays. There you go. True story. Hans, um,
Remember.
Freeness says, remember, the last idiot isn't born yet. Ooh, yeah. Black Grandma says, I can't. Yeah, we already read that. Like a Spot says, yes, mostly from Catholic Spain. Angelo says he's old as dirt. Well, that's the thing. We thought he was, right? I didn't know.
And I was joking about him being. I wrote down here that he was 49 or 50 just to get your guys' reaction. And then I was actually definitely thinking he was closer to 70 something, but he's not even collecting Social Security.
Yeah, there's older than a rock. No, apparently not.
Or it is disability. He admitted to it being disability at this point. So that means so at this point, it won't, if he's on disability, it will switch over at 70. That means he's not even 70. That dude looks 70, at least 70.
Right.
And he's not.
David Bryan says most Filipinos in the U.S. are divorced and not marriage material. Now to
Must have been a rough
clarify,
life in the U.S.
to clarify this, okay, because I don't agree with this statement. The ones that are divorced ask why they're how they got into the country. And what I'm saying is, if they say, "Oh well, my husband brought me here," there's your answer. Because these are the
there's a lot of
ones.
Filipinas
Yeah,
there.
these
so-
are the ones that are looking for a way to get into the U.S., get their paperwork, and then they get rid of you.
Here's another thing I was thinking about the other day, how these guys are going on about how bad the women are in the West and all that, and how they're done wrong and that. That is a very small percentage. Just like the Filipinas here, they talk about, just like the Filipino men, they talk about. And really, there are a lot of decent people in the U.S. to date, male or female. So I just wanted to state that because I've seen a lot of beautiful people, good hearts, good Christians, all these different things. It just means each individual could be having an issue or a problem. It's just funny how social media's got people pegged as being nothing but overweight, lazy females that want all money and they're all money grubbing and there's no way that they can find a woman there. And it's, or vice versa, how they throw shade on the men. So it's just rough out there, period.
Well, that's another thing. Most of the guys who say this, I mean, I'm not picking on anybody, but I'm just saying, have you looked at yourself?
Or the guys coming over, that.
I mean, you expect, like, for example, do you expect Heidi Klum to like marry you? Do you look like
well, that's
somebody that Heidi
I've
Klum's gonna
seen.
marry in the first place? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's one of those.
Well,
you
that or
have
some
to know
people
your
are
level.
broken.
You have to know your level.
Well, it's okay to aim high. Just social media has really social medialized what's going on.
No, I understand it's okay to aim high, but there's also something called delusional.
Well,
I mean, come on.
I think a lot of these vloggers in the Philippines,
Unless you're
telling people to
super
come get
ultra
'em.
funny and super ultra like rich,
Guys
forget
just
it.
need to be realistic when they get here looking for Filipinas. Oh, don't get a woman that's first they say, we've heard everything in the last couple of years. Don't go for a much older one with kids. There's no way you should be, blah blah. Make sure you get them young. Now they'll turn around and say, oh, make sure you get them old. And so there's, you have to just experience it for yourself. They got to get here and find
the ones that
out.
say don't get one with kids hate kids. Just saying. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up.
Yeah. So
If
there's
a
lot.
guy or a woman doesn't want to be with somebody with kids, that tells you they just don't like kids. It's like dating somebody
Hey,
with
Victoria.
kittens. If you don't want to date that person with kittens, it's just because you hate cats. I mean, there's nothing wrong with you hating cats or hating kids. Just just accept who you are and what you are. You know what I'm saying?
Just be realistic and be open. And evidently, this guy likes to brag about how, the guys over there in Dumageddon is where he's getting his
Well,
advice and hanging
and
out
like
with.
I
And
said,
evidently, it didn't work
it's
out.
no different in the U.S. Again, if you put some object of value under their name, by default, it's theirs. You
Yeah.
gave it to them.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
Black Grandma says most of these expats don't have problems with their Filipinas until their money runs out. Again, it's the wrong person.
And it's kind of like in the dating, I just wanted to say, I was just sitting there thinking about it. It's kind of like when you watch these adventure shows and things go wrong, like the airplane crashing in the Andes Mountains. Like, how could this person do this? And how this, or, oh, I would have done that and I'd have walked on out of there. And it's like, until you guys get over here and get into living here and dating and taking on all these things, you would never know. And nothing will ever go as planned. So you have to, and especially if guys haven't changed their ways, or if the women that are coming here to date haven't changed their ways, there could still be issues. So people should just be realistic about what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's what I thought. Patriot for Life, it's higher. Patriot
Well,
for
it
Life.
is because we're on 2 channels, so it's picking up on the other channel on Facebook. The numbers will vary.
Yeah. Patriot for Life says takes many trips to know the Philippines. Best to have the past. Jen says, hi, Ricky and Heidi and chat. Hope everyone had a good
one.
day.
Yeah, so it's going to fluctuate quite a bit because of the second channel.
Patriot for Life says documents can be bought near any college in Manila. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's talking about fake papers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, there's I could add on to that, but I'm not gonna add on to it because that's a different story entirely. Anyway, Ron Morrison, hello from San Nicolas, Pangasinan.
Hey, good
Angelo
morning.
says, my 10 years in the Philippines, I never do this. This is true. Earn Doggy Full, best ventriloquist I've ever seen. Peter for Life. There's thirsty and next level starving. Okay, when he mentioned this, we were talking about when he scooped up the newly divorced woman. And again, when you're the one that just lost your spouse, you don't normally jump into another relationship. That's not normal. Unless that's why Patriot for Life says there's thirsty and there's next level starving. That's what do you call that? Survival mode. Um, Michael Bureau says hello from USA, state of Maine. All right.
Good
Dan says I like it when you guys dress up different characters. Life's too short and the subject matter can be tough, so it's nice to lighten it up. Peter for Life says I was once told your first marriage under God, she's your wife for life.
I believe that, but then I have to stop and think about where I would actually be at this point. I get it. I get, why you should, and the first marriage should be forever, but yeah, it's rough.
You guys are horrible. I mean, I love you guys, but you guys are horrible. Which again, that's why I love you guys too. Earn Doggy Full says Gumby. Wow.
Gumby.
Angelo says dentures. It's because of the dentures the girl ran away. The guy had no teeth. It's probably why.
I'm sure she put up with just as much crap from him as he did. It's a give and take, and shit
Doggy
rolls
Full says-
downhill stuff. I'm telling you, we've been around the block, babe. We know there's a give and take, a pull. She dealt with a lot of stuff, including that nose hair from that guy. And it's just not based on all looks. I'm not believing this guy is as pure as the driven snow. It is stained, whether it's by his cigarette
Well, I mean,
fingers or however.
That's a given with everybody.
Well, yes, I just let you know that this guy is.
Earn Doggy Full says, I think he's only eating mangoes now.
And of course, a lot of guys will see that and they'll be like, oh, he's giving pearls right now. It's like, bullshit. He got it all from Old Dog. They copied Old Dog, an original vlogger over there, most of his stuff in that other channel. And he's just going with it. Yeah, some of it's experience. And then he's like, hey, let me just talk crap about my Filipina. Those are the harsh truths.
Right. Rob Morrison.
I
Now,
don't want them stained fingers anywhere on me.
right now, Rob Morrison. This is also be aware that I've been married 31 years and slowly learned to handle control issues in our relationship. We have little in common. It takes time. Now, that's what I said. What happened to him, whether he admits it or not, he did allow. And what I'm saying is, there's a level of you to decide whether it's worth keeping the relationship over this or not. For instance, Rob Morrison decided, you know what, it's worth working on it, so we'll work on it, and that's what he did. And he says that's why he says, I've been married 31 years and slowly learned to handle control issues in our relationship, because there will always be a power struggle.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
we
be
have it.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's be real. Every relationship has a power struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody always wants to be the boss, that kind of deal. It's normal. It's human
Yeah.
nature.
What was the meds this morning?
Um,
Okay.
it's there in there. The receipt's over there.
Yeah, so that'll cover it, right? The 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Feel bad for the girl. Like a spot says, this is Dramageddon. David Brian says, George, I'm sorry, but you are one ugly blonde. Thanks, man.
No, I was just thinking about relationships. Me and George struggles all the time, and I don't think it's as much as a power play. I just think we're both strong, like in our opinions. We already know like where it's at, and I get it, and it's definitely going to be like a give and take. And then add in that we're already retired, and that we were with each other all the time, and then I'm cranky because I'm sick, and there's just a lot that plays in. Every relationship's going to be a little different, so it's yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I missed this one earlier. He is in his own turf. He's falling the bungee sticks. This is the part I missed.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes with a tiger.
Oh, snap.
Not only are there bungee sticks on the bottom of the pit, there's a tiger down there too.
Sounds like
Wow.
your life, babe.
Right? True story. Now, this is
Like a
something
raccoon in
that
a
makes
trash
more
can on
sense now.
fire.
Discerning Dash says he said VA would not cover his insurance, so he's probably on VA disability.
He said Social Security, but we.
No, I understand that, but that
Oh no, yes,
makes
he's
more
military. No,
sense.
he's
That makes
doing
more
both. Yeah,
sense.
so no,
Yeah.
he's on Social Security, but
Yeah.
he gets VA benefits because he's military. I said in the beginning he's military. So
Scott says he should live next to the British guy that hates Americans.
yeah, that would be something else. Put them two together as a roommate. Whammo.
Angelo says he should done his research before coming to the Philippines. Right.
Evidently, he did, and he's been watching the P. He can thank the P for this, I guess. Evidently, he's watching extra commercialized channels, in my opinion. 2 or 3 of them that he watches, in my opinion, are commercialized. It's the exact same content, spend in different way, AI produced, and I get they live here and everything, but I don't know. He's got to experience it himself, so.
Earn Doggy Full says she got tired of the neck bites, had him denturized.
Oh boy.
Angelo says no teeth got me out here. Peter for life, ping pong balls on fields.
Woo-hoo.
There you go. Earn Doggy Full egg shooters. That's what he's talking about. Peter for life says, boy, I do miss Tick's DMZ bar. There
I
you
do
go.
too.
David Bryant, no single moms. That's David Bryant's advice. Don't date single moms. Now, again, that's up to you. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's up to you and that's up to the person. Like a spot says, some flogging, flagellating. Yes, they're called flagellants. Actually, the penitents are called flagellants to be technical, correct?
What's the deal with the new
Flagellating,
guys
correct.
out there that's got these rubber things on their arms? Is that to keep it from hurting as much? There's like these cuffs, but there's rubber protection. I'm assuming it's to keep it from hurting as bad.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. There are ones that have that. What I'm saying is there are some that carry the cross. That's to protect them from the cross because it's really heavy and it'll strip your skin in certain ways. The ones that are not carrying
No,
the cross,
they just have the whips,
what I
and
said,
they look like rubber straps.
yeah, that's
but
just,
it's not fully covered with some rings. And I'm like, well, was that for
It's-
decoration?
it's thought to
or
stop bleeding.
Okay, so which is kind of against the whole thing, right? Aren't they supposed to?
Well, yes and no. I mean, you don't want to. Blood loss is just a side effect, but it's not something you want. If that makes any sense. The point of it is to experience pain because you feel that you deserve it, but dying from it is not the objective. You
Well,
get
they
it?
just strap themselves to the bottom of a jeepney
I'm just saying. I mean,
and just. I, I've been bad this year. Sir, do you mind slowing down? Here's 2,000 pace.
yeah.
Just strap myself to the bottom
I
of
mean,
this
I
jeepney.
get
I've been a bad boy.
the act makes them bleed, but the
Are you
you
smiling?
don't bleed.
Are you smiling because you're picturing me doing that?
No, but anyway. Um, Victor C, hit the like button. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Um,
He does have like a German-like accent. Yeah. Well, it's the voiceover that's doing that.
Victor C says
So.
Ricky could have a video call with that borrowed phone. There you go.
Yeah.
Angela says I don't trust people with my phone. My girlfriend lost it before.
Uh-huh.
No. It shouldn't be. Let's walk away from it. No, it should be within eyesight. That kind of deal. I mean, you don't want to have them take your phone and lose it or anything like that. No, of course not. Or make purchases on it. That kind of deal. Also, that's a different story entirely. Marian Haber. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Andrea says I wasn't sure it was you guys at first.
Yeah, I
Aaron
took my
Dougie Full
wig
says
off. It's really hot today. The
it's-
wig is light, but it's hot in here. It's going to be over 100 today.
it's Jollibee spaghetti sauce. He's talking about the Red Wings.
Yeah, one of them, it might have been that was orangish red, and I was like, oh my God, that's even, because it made me look twice as I was scrolling through, and every one of them up something, like now they're showing them put a pad back inside of her underwears, like I guess it's being forced or something to be as whatever's going on in the video, and now they've upped it by showing them put a pad so people understand what they're doing. So the guys with the red stuff around their mouth in between somebody's legs on a toilet was not indicating anything until now they're putting, and it's like a one-uppers,
Yeah. Well, I never liked TikTok because I think people just go too far.
Yeah, it's getting like that on all of them, Instagram, and so.
Well, YouTube still isn't that bad yet. I said yet.
Oh, wait till they pull TikTok again. They're about ready to do that, and your tariffs are going to go up to what, 190%. So.
Victoria says good.
Kiss your $1.50 store goodbye.
That's
It's going to be
been
called
gone.
the $10 store.
Yeah. Victoria says good morning, Heidi and George. I got confused again. I'm here. Hey, Laura. Hi, Heidi and George.
Hi, Laura.
Yeah.
40. It's hot. It's humid, and no matter what we're running the AC at, it just seems like it's been hot. So, which reminds me, probably should bring Willie in today because it's got to be getting bad out there. And so, oh, by the way, this morning while you were out, Lily Bell was outside. You know how she got outside? She went out the window upstairs. Yep.
Why did you open it?
What do you mean? The little lockdown doesn't lock. She went in the flapped area. Very little room to get through there. None of the other cats ever did, but she did. It was popped
Did you close
open.
it?
Yeah, I tried to tape it off, but I don't know if it's going to.
Okay.
Well, it's bad business because she's in heat. So she was out this morning.
Let her go then.
Let her go. No, I'm just going to have to. I mean, supposed to schedule to take her in next week, and unfortunately, they'll do it anyway. So, but yes, she got out the window upstairs. So, yeah, what it is there's a screen on the window, and although there's bars on it and it's narrow, there's a small flap about this big, and believe me, she's going to push through it. And there's a loop part on the bottom, but the cameras, we have CCTV cameras, and one of the lines is running through there, so it's not close. So somehow it was up, and so that indicated she probably used her paw to lift it up. And I found her outside because she was in the house, and this is when I went out to feed the animals when I first opened the house. So, yeah.
Oh, you can just close the window.
I can, but then that's only going to leave one window open upstairs and the cats hang out upstairs. You're upstairs. So I don't want to close the upstairs down just to keep her out. I don't know if that'll be enough airflow with just one side of the window open. So I have to take another look at it, but I may have to, but they're going to fix her one way or the other, if you get my drift. So
Hmm.
they'll do the, I keep on calling it castration, but it's not the word. They will fix her anyways.
Well,
So
neuter. They still neuter them. I mean,
yeah,
and
unfortunately,
when I was in the U.S., I get corrected whenever I say neuter, whether it's a boy
spay
or a
and neuter.
girl.
Yeah.
But it's actually neuter is a bisexual term. Doesn't matter whether it's a boy or girl. Neuter is the appropriate word.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
she will.
Um,
I don't know because my face is swollen again. Laura's asking about my thyroid. I'm on thyroid medication, but I'm on with my lupus and my menopause and different things going on medically that I have. It's probably what's causing it because my hair's been a hot mess. No matter what shampoo I'm using, no matter what, it's actually, you can't really see it as bad as you could the other day. So yeah, I joked about cutting my hair. I doubt I do it, but um, no, I notice now looking here that there's some days my face is not this swollen, and then other days it's not. My legs, knees, and everything are swollen, so it's been hard to get around. So,
right.
but it's just dealing mostly with my lupus, and so the heat, the humidity is at like 80% too. So high humidity. There's a limit. Like people are like, oh, it's much better than being in cold weather, but being in the hot weather, too much is too much too. So there's a limit. So
Yeah, Angela says 4 degrees of Fahrenheit. I can see inside. Now, like I said earlier, the objective of the penitence covers them all. There's different types of penitents. You have the ones that carry the cross. There are the ones that whip themselves, and there are ones that just walk with them. Okay, they're penitents too. So there's different levels. Like I said, the objective is for them to experience pain because they feel like they need to be punished. They do have barangay officials escorting them. They do have people following them around. Some walk with them, some follow them around with scooters. So
they walk in front of our house.
they do make sure that they're okay. Again, this is not a torture thing. This is a religion thing. And again, the objective is not for them to ex-nay themselves. They're just, basically paying for their sins, and that's the religious aspect of it. And they do have, again, barangay officials following them around and telling them where to go because there's official routes. They can't just walk randomly on the street. No, there's actually routes that they're allowed to walk. They walk down the street and then down neighborhoods, and then they go back on the street and then go back into the neighborhood. They do have people guiding them and
Yeah,
escorting
like I
them.
said, they come through our neighborhood, but there is
Right.
a small church inside of our
Well, yeah,
subdivision.
they usually lead them to the churches, correct? Yeah.
So yeah, but they
Right.
do go through.
I
And
mean, think about it. If without the officials escorting them, you're carrying this cross, you'd get lost.
it's a big cross. The
Oh, they're
first
heavy.
the
They're
first
real
year
heavy.
that I was here, and remember, I'm 6
Did you
foot
try
and a
carrying
couple
them?
100 pounds, right?
Did you try
Well,
them?
yeah, I tried to.
No,
that,
they're
that
heavy.
first time
They're
when we
heavy.
were in this neighborhood, yes, I tried
They're
to.
different
and
sizes and they're
I'm-
different weights.
I have my weaknesses because of the lupus and have my bad days, but I couldn't even imagine taking
Yeah.
that. I couldn't imagine it any length of
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, see, that's the
and
thing.
I'm pretty
Can you lift it? Yes, you can lift
strong
it.
like horse,
It,
man.
it
But
is.
that's bad.
They are heavy, but they're not unliftable. But here's the problem: you're gonna walk around town with it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. There's a difference between lifting something heavy and you're okay with it, and there's another thing is lifting something heavy and then drag it around town in the heat.
Yeah. So with Holy Week going on, we got Easter Sunday. The Passion of the Christ or the chanting they've been doing 24/7 should probably stop. What, it's tomorrow night
Yeah.
at midnight
Yeah.
or
And I believe I saw a guy earlier with a crown of thorns, a real crown of thorns, where he was,
oh, I'm sure.
you can see it's digging through his skin and it's dripping on his face.
Yeah, so we'll get some of the about as legal of a content as we can, including like this morning where, we brought in the Easter donuts and get some of our
Oh, I
hanging
changed
out.
clothes.
So,
Yeah,
but
so
all right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'm going to get some lunch in George. There, you can have you a beer, or I mean, Ricky.
I'm gonna have a beer.
Yeah, I guess that hair doesn't work for Ricky. I think we have to
Oh,
still
speaking
bring
of
back.
which, the Jesus movie's doing well.
Are you talking about the new cartoon?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. No, they said it was really doing well.
yeah, Jesus movie and Minecraft. Go figure.
It makes sense. I just still don't get the chicken dance thing and people
Well,
tearing up the
okay.
theaters and the
The chicken
fireworks.
thing and it. Unless you're a Minecraft, I'm one of the original Minecraft people, and
I
I
don't know
actually
anything
did
about
really
Minecraft.
impressive Minecraft stuff before anybody jumped into it. And even my kids were like, "How'd you do that? How'd you do that? How'd you do that?" Because I was a real Minecraft guy. But so I get it. I get it. You have to be in it to
But like somebody
appreciate
said,
it.
there's no ending or no movie that would cause people to set fireworks off. I mean, they could have done that during Titanic or something, maybe, or I don't know. It just doesn't seem. But I get it. So, but no, I did see where that movie is getting good views. I take it it's supposed to be about the life of Jesus as a kid and on up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now no, that's a different story. The Jesus story is not the biblical one per se. It's the Charles Dickens.
Ah, okay.
So it's a different author. I mean, Charles Dickens.
Yeah, so maybe we
So
can
it's
watch.
not the written by John.
Final
verse,
Destination comes out next month. That we will hit the theaters for because I have not hit a theater since we've been here. Well, I think we did once, but we're going to hit a theater for probably Final Destination.
Oh, and for those Harry Potter fans, you guys hear that? They're turning Snape into African American.
Oh, that's going to be the next one. So
For those of you Harry Potter fans, the ones that watched the movie, Alan Rickman, remember Alan Rickman? Um, Alan Rickman was a great actor, a really great actor. Unfortunately, he passed away almost a decade ago. But now they're changing his character into an African American one, which is kind of
yeah.
yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for all of our members being here. Laura,
Thank you
Victor,
so much, Discerning Dash, Scott and Isaac's
Victoria.
World. Our
Thank you
moderator
so much.
Ted.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so much.
Ted.
Jen was with us today.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you
Scott
guys.
in here.
Yeah, like a spot
Ted,
was with
Sarah,
us today too.
like a spot. Let's see what else we got.
Yeah,
in
Black
here.
Grandpa.
Jen was in
John
here.
Ryder,
Thank you, Jen.
Corner
Happy
Clubhouse was with us
Easter.
today.
Yeah, so
Kev, Slick
because
Rick.
the next live won't be for you
Patriot for
guys
Life,
till
and
Monday
Max was with us.
or Tuesday.
Thank
will
you
be
so
our
much,
next.
guys. Oh, Dan. Let's not forget about Dan. Thank you guys, and Victor. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Bye, Angelo. Enjoy the Easter. Bye, Laura.
Checking to see.
Oh no, Laura. They only do it in the Philippines because they're not allowed to do this in the U.S. by any means. So no, this is a Philippine thing.
Yeah.
It's actually they broadcast this worldwide. Yeah.
If you guys will check out our Facebook, I'll forward other people's videos. Now, I should be able to post that footage on Facebook. They don't stop it on Facebook.
Yeah.
We just can't put it on. So I'll make sure that I individually upload the footage that George had through Facebook and then see if it can be released to the members. But even on YouTube, even on the membership, the rules are supposed to apply. As far as monetization, non-monetization, they can still pull the videos. A lot of people aren't aware that you're not supposed to put even those type of videos. So
yeah. All right.
but
Thank you guys.
they do
Love
it.
you.
But all right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good, happy Easter weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, hey, Bisayang Kano was with us today.
Hey,
Bye.
bye. That's gonna be hot.